I'm Tim Cullen. I'm a DJ, producer and now a promoter from Kent, just south of the UK. What inspired me to start DJing? Well, I had to go on my friend's brother's decks when I was 14 years old and I was hooked straight from the start. Records like The Prodigy, like Alternate, those sort of old school rave records. I had my first go and I didn't look back since. Okay, what were my first set of decks? Well, I had a pair of Synergy belt drive decks and a Synergy mixer. And I'll tell you what, even if you coughed, the needle would jump, so it's very hard to mix on, that's for sure. What was my first ever gig? Well, if it counts a gig, I'm not sure, but when I was about 13, I had to provide the music for like a school disco. And I remember having two ghetto blasters. I'd line up one tape with one, and then while that one's playing, I'd plug a headphone into the other tape deck and make sure I kind of blended them in by just using the volume knobs. So I suppose that was my first gig. I was in love with The Prodigy, so tracks from the Prodigy Experience, Fire, Wind It Up, Everybody's in the Place, those tracks I listened to on repeat and DJ'd on repeat as well. It was probably Too Unlimited, No Limit. Still a banger, right? Well, my first residency was when I was 16. I was underage to be in the club, but I managed to get myself a residency and I was playing every week, playing all sorts of styles of music, mainly house, but some R&B, some sort of like reggaeton and that sort of thing as well. But now I'm sticking to my roots and house and tech house is where I'm really at. Something that I learned probably very early on is to make sure that you treat everyone with utmost respect, look after everyone, because you never know, when you're on your way down, you need all those people to pick you back up again. The biggest crowd I ever played to must have been at Wembley Stadium, but in the car park, and that was to 16,000. So that was very, very nerve-wracking. You couldn't see the end of the heads at all. Yeah, I was nervous, as nervous as that pressing play on the first track, that's for sure. My proudest moment as a DJ, there's numerous bits and bobs throughout the way, but probably the biggest is having my favourite DJs, people that I've idolised throughout the years, playing my tracks. I heard Carl Cox drop my record a few weeks ago, and I wasn't expecting that. Having those sort of moments really do make the difference and make you feel very good about what you do. What would I say to my 16-year-old self? That's pretty hard. I don't know.
5 days later.
Probably not to take it so seriously. Back in the day, I took it so seriously and really overthought every single set, but really what we do is supposed to be fun. And if you have fun, then everyone can see that on the dance floor. So that's what I'd say. Social media. So that is obviously an essential part of what we do today. Do I enjoy it? I would say probably no. I'll be totally honest, but it is such an important thing. Of course, you need to be able to DJ these days, produce, you need to be able to market yourself, and those are the three main things. And even in IMS, I understand that there was a poll, and 60% of DJs now feel that online is more important than actually the music these days. Recording your sets is such a valuable part of today's online presence. A lot of people do like little clips of what they do online, but I do feel that a full set really gives people a good taste of what you're all about. And also, people that are there on the gig can hear the whole journey in its entirety and remember those moments on the dance floor. I was lucky enough to be one of the first people to get the Evermix box, the #1 edition, straight from the team, and it worked a treat and still does. I try to record most of my sets. Some of them don't make it online, I'll be honest, for my own tastes, but the big ones, I make sure that they are good enough and I make sure I mix them well enough to be recorded and put out to the public. So I was a resident for Ministry of Sound for over 10 years. I was playing twice in the club in a month, and then they'd send me around the world to all sorts of weird and wonderful destinations to represent the brand. Had a lot of fun doing that, and now I run my own brand, Switch, and play for all sorts of other names and productions as well. So I was playing in the back rooms at Ministry of Sound for quite a few years through friends that are promoters. I just showed up every time and did a great job, was as good a job as I could. And then there was a DJ that fell ill for the main room. Luckily, my name was mentioned by two promoters, and that's how I got the gig. And just at that time, they were looking for residents. So that's how I got in there at that point. So I play regularly in Ibiza and throughout the world as well, just through contacts, promoter friends, and just getting my tracks out there. I do find that productions is the best way of getting your sound known worldwide. When you're doing a gig, it's great because you can, you place the people that are right there in front of you. However, your productions are going to be the one that reach the furthest worldwide, if you're signed to the right label, that is. So I've been producing music since I was 16. I was very lucky that my school was one of the first people to have an Atari and Cubase in a little broom cupboard. So I was able to get my hands on the kit very early. But now the kit is very, very easily to get hold of. A lot of sixth form colleges have music technology courses, and so it's very easy to learn. There's so much stuff online, so I would urge anyone to get online and teach themselves how to do production and DJing tips and tricks as well.
USB or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Record box or Serato?
Record box.
Festival set or club set?
Club.
Rooftop or underground club?
Oh, rooftop.
Day party or after hours?
After hours.
House or techno?
In the middle.
Old school or new school?
Bit of both. That's where I land. That's where I fit.
High energy or deep and sexy?
I like the high energy chunky stuff myself.
Warm up or headline set?
I appreciate both. I love both, but probably a headline.
Track drop or smooth blend?
Smooth blend.
DJing or producing?
Oh, DJing for the quick fix.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram. I'm old.
Dirty bass line or silky vocal?
I'm a bassline man.
Local gig or international booking?
Oh, nothing's like spinning in London crowd-wise, but Ibiza's where it's at, so yeah, international.